G'day, gents, and welcome back to another Semen retention episode. So, today I want to talk about how you become a slow mover when you're on SR, semen retention, or in my case, Semen retention. So, why is this? And what are the benefits of being a slow mover? And how does it, relate to SR? Well, okay, so let's start with the how. How does it relate to SR? You got to think about it. What was our habit, or what have we been programmed into doing a lot of the time? Well, we've been programmed into acting with our arousal and being influenced by these arousal states. It's not really a good thing to be. So what happens when you're in this, this practice of brahmacharya or celibacy, no-fap, semen retention, either one, you start to realize that you got to delay your gratification. So there's our first point. We're a slow mover and we've got to delay our gratification. Therefore, we're practicing patience. We're being patient with ourselves, instead of releasing by ourselves. Maybe in your early days of semen retention, you build up a bit of a streak, and then you find a girl and you score with her, and that's your first experience of practicing that patience and moving slow. I don't think any human being, whether they are female or male, really appreciates someone coming onto them really, really fast and very aggressively. I think everyone likes the subtleness of attraction and the lure that it brings when you're not so upfront and moving too fast. So I guess when it comes to, how it benefits you, SR and being a slow mover, we have a bit more grace, we have a bit more class, we hold ourselves with dignity, integrity, respect. We don't need to engage in drama. We don't need to push through and achieve certain things when the reality is no one actually really cares. So what I've found is when you're kind of moving through life slowly and with patience and grace, and you end up being a lot more intentional. Maybe you clean up after yourself because you're not rushing. Maybe you decide to go the long route and just relax, because when you're going to get home, you're going to kind of clock off for the night and not really do anything. So you're just enjoying it. Enjoy a bit of a moment for yourself. You make no real mistakes when you move like this through life, and semen retention really helps you hold this down, this slow, effortless kind of movement. People are going to see you, and people that are releasing a lot are going to be kind of intimidated by your aura, which is just very solid and relaxed. I think the most obvious sign of people who are kind of moving through life rapidly and all that kind of stuff is they always seem to drop things, stutter, say something embarrassing, maybe they trip on something, maybe they just look messy, These are people that just are always in this cycle of moving to the next thing, and they're always trying to kind of push their way ahead rather than just accepting the nature of the universe and God and how we move through our life, and we're going to be just guided, just softly pushed into one direction and then swayed into another. Whereas the people that are practicing their free will with almost like a neglect to surrender. Neglect to surrender meaning that they don't allow any other forces to take control. And by forces, I mean by just the outer world, whether that be God or whatever. They don't allow these things to just, they've got to go get it. They have to do it. Um, I can't be bothered coming up with an analogy, but like, yeah, there's things where people will literally, they have to do something. Like, let's just use picking up someone as an example. So like, they really like this girl, and then they don't get any real signs of her attraction, but they go up there and they keep pestering her, and it's just like, just don't do that. You cringe. Just relax. Yeah, go slow. So what I found is that when you move slow through life as well, you become more consistent, actually, because a lot of people think that, like, you got to train hard, whether it be like music, maybe you got to practice really, really heaps and all that sort of stuff. But no, really, the consistency comes from a place of inspiration. I'm going to say that again. So consistency comes from a place of inspiration. If you're inspired to get a really healthy body, or you're inspired to become a great guitarist or a singer or a painter or, a salesman, whatever it is, you're just going to you're going to be inspired for when those opportunities arise. And when you mature as an adult, you'll understand that, opportunities, they come and they go. The door opens and then the door closes. There's never really this constant stream of opportunities that you've got to take, otherwise we'd be overwhelmed. Like, which way would we go? Like, how many opportunities can we handle? So the consistency lies in the spontaneity and those kind of moments of inspiration, that spark like energy that comes through us, and we're like, okay, I'm going to go this week, I'm going to start training more, because last week I was just so flat out with work, but this week I'm going to like train more. I'm going to get my body even stronger. Maybe I do a bit of fasting, going to just eat whatever's left in the fridge. I'm not going to buy any takeaway food. I'm going to practice my guitar for 4 hours this week. And yeah, that's enough. That's enough. I've got enough goals just for this week. So the consistency comes from inspiration, and that leads towards a motivated and even routine-like schedule. And those routine-like schedules are also temporary things. You should never have a routine or a schedule that is fixed for a very long time. I'd say the best period of time for kind of fixed routine, as far as like a cutoff date from my own experience, is about 3 months. So SR, do forever if you want to. Like, you could literally do it forever and become like a saint. And I'm not joking about that. I am curious to see what it would be like to retain for 12 years. I know that's pretty extreme, but there's some hint of some things that occur. But anyway, kind of digressing. So yeah, moving slow on SR, we're kind of like water, We're like water. It just moves to whatever the environment is doing, and then it levels itself out. And that kind of thing is really how we want to move through life. We want to see those obstacles ahead. I've noticed on SI, it's almost like either my vision's getting better, or I'm just kind of projecting my vision further. Like, the objects of which I'd focus on would be like hundreds of meters away, rather than, staring at my phone like right in front of me, or like at the ground on some rocks. I'm always like kind of piercing hundreds of meters ahead, or even, thousands, millions of meters ahead if I'm looking up to the sky. So that kind of thing that I've noticed is more common on SR, and it doesn't really have much to do with slow movement, in a sense of like using your eyes doesn't really have anything to do with slow movement. But I reckon having that long, elongated vision, physically and metaphorically, it helps you move through life, seeing all those little checkpoints and obstacles and little like interactions you're going to have to pass through. It's like this elongated vision, this supervision. Maybe it's related to how our eyes become super clear when we're on SR, and you know, there's that kind of spark and like glitteriness in our eyes when we're on SR. Who knows? I don't know. But at the end of the day, all I can say is that vision and that knowing that things are going to be time and distant. They'll take time and space in order for us to achieve it. That's part of that whole SR, you know, delayed gratification kind of mindset you're going to adopt. And yeah, this also, it makes you relax more because you're like, okay, I'm at square 3 now. I know that between square 3 and square 6, there's going to be actually quite a lot of difficult challenges, and I'm going to feel like nothing's going to really work out for me. But that's when you kind of have that elongated vision to see what happens in square 7, as an example. And that might be the point where you're like, okay, well, that's where that new opportunity comes, and then I start to transcend and elevate myself to this next level. So yeah, hey, we just passed 11:11 on the video, so yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I'm just starting out, so any support is appreciated, and to those people who have subscribed so far, thank you so much. Now, for the last kind of little bit about this topic of SR and being a slow mover, think about the rabbit and the hare analogy. So, you know, the rabbit starts the marathon sprinting, gets very far ahead, and then just is like, yep, well done to me. I'm so great. I'm not even going to finish the race yet. I'm just like, I'm a bit puffed out, a bit tired. I might have a little nap. And then when they wake up from the nap, the tortoise is, you know, it's already past them. This is the burnout. You're not going to burn out on SR. You're going to have more energy, so you can actually do even more and go even harder on SR. But you're also going to be more conscious, and you're not going to do things like, you know, I was working out today. Usually I'd do a certain number of push-ups. I didn't reach that amount. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do a little lap of the equipment. And then I came back to that one and I did more than what I usually do, because I was like, what's the point of like expelling so much energy just for the sake of like a daily routine? It's not like I'm trying to become a bodybuilder or anything. Also, I want to make the analogy of like a lion. I really like this one. When you're on SR, you're kind of like a lion. You know, I got this hairstyle to kind of represent that kind of Leo, kind of lion-like energy, which is basically, you're just a chiller. You're chilling. Like, you don't have to go out and prove anything. But then when something comes and it's, you know, just coming towards you, you just pounce on it, take it out, drag it back, feast on it, do whatever you want to do with it. You don't have to work for it. Things are going to come for you. And whether they come for you in good intentions or bad intentions, you can take it out either way you want. If it's good, take it. If it's bad, kill it. That's it. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Cheers.